Kirby and the Forgotten Land was a game I was not expecting to get a DLC. An excellent game, and even though it's the first time Kirby's in 3D, it doesn't feel or play like that, which is a great thing. The controls are smooth, and everything's made to fit the level design. For example, they nerfed the flutter by changing how long it lasts, and you're not able to go that high. The game may not have that many abilities, but they fit in 3D and can be upgraded by the scrolls you find. These upgrades increase damage and give extra smarter abilities like being able to glide for a bit, a brilliant way to encourage the player to see what interesting upgrade and ability will get. There are even more powers in this game with the mouthful mode. It allows you to be a car, a roller coaster cart, a light bulb, and so much more. Both mouthful mode and abilities are used more than once and can be used cleverly. One of the best parts of this game is the collectibles you find in levels. One of these collectibles is Waddle Dees, which unlock boss gates and open new areas in the town. You find them by going through the level, finding secrets, and doing the objectives that range from eating food to not touching mud. Rare stones are found in the treasure roll challenges that test your knowledge of certain powers. A perfect example is this spike challenge. You must keep hitting enemies to move fast. A smaller collectible is the figures you find through levels or this capsule machine. Certain figures have a backstory to them. The game also has interesting worlds, a theme park, a London-inspired snow world, grassy covered city ruins, and more. The town in this game is excellent. It has mini games for you to do, a movie theater, arenas, Kirby's home, and stores. It also gets more populated the more Waddle Dees you save. The feeling you get from having a maxed out town is incredibly satisfying. The OST of this game is really good. Here are some examples. It's a good thing this game has a cute Waddle Dee band playing this game's music. The bosses are decent and not a cakewalk like in Donkey Kong Bonanza. They actually have a health bar and do switch up their attacks. That being said, the final boss is probably the hardest Kirby boss in the series. All of this combined with the game taking over 12 hours to 100% complete along with a warranty for 100%ing make this game worth the $60 back then and even now. My rating for the original game is a 9 out of 10, a bit more difficulty and more lanes will bump it higher. With the Switch 2 edition, the game now has better graphics and frame rate, although I could not tell that big of a difference in graphics because the original already looks pretty good. With the frame rate, it's now a 60 FPS compared to 30. It's not that noticeable for me personally, except in some areas. Starcross World adds 12 new levels, more figures to collect, a new boss fight, and an arena. The 12 new levels are in the worlds you play in the main game. You unlock these levels after beating the world in which they take place. These levels introduce these crystals that once hit spawn platforms or coins. It's very well implemented and you are encouraged to look out for these because they can lead to secrets or be your way forward. There is also a certain crystal that spawns platforms but it goes away after a certain amount of time. You also get 3 brand new mouthful abilities, Spring, Gear, and Sign. Spring allows you to jump high and go down with force, Gear allows you to attach to walls and dash up, and Sign allows you to slide down through terrain. These are probably the best mouthful abilities because of how fun it is to use them. It helps that the game has some good level design for all 3. For Spring, my favorite part is Satisfactory level, where you must avoid getting thrown into the lava or crushed. Gear is this portion where you under a time limit and must rapidly make your way through this tower. Sign is this part where you dodge fireballs, hit the crystals to make platforms, and obtain the green crystals. A few more of the other sections I enjoy are a snow level that has you blowing this snowman's head to where it needs to go, another gear portion where you have to follow these blockades up so you don't get hit, an obstacle course that has you using both drill and spring abilities to get through, and more. These levels also have normal enemies that are bulkier, as well as sub bosses that have new attacks and have more health. Can't forget about this new crystal enemy that teleports, spawns enemies, and crystals. The DLC has new music that is pretty decent. Here are some of them. You get to fight the boss after completing the levels and getting enough stories. At first, the boss, Genwell Meteor, is similar to Facto Elphys, with some similar attacks, but being a bit harder with new moves and having 2 extra phases. The second phase has him growing big and using buildings to crush you. I really like this part where you have to be in the open spots of the building to avoid getting damaged. He also throws crystals that eventually explode and strikes you with his hands and tail. It's a solid boss fight overall. After that, the final arena opens. This arena doesn't add much besides the buff sub-bosses, and Chaos Elfin having brand new attacks for his first and second phase. Chaos Elfin is now even more difficult, especially the second phase. It's more aggressive with its attacks and puts some twists on some of its moves. For example, you have to hit these crystals to make platforms for you to go high or make shade for you to be in. He also summons bosses, similar to the Nose boss fight in Echoes of Wisdom. After all that, it's just getting the remaining figures, which concludes Star Crossroad, a very fun DLC that adds more to the base game with brand new obstacles and ideas. It took me over 6 hours to 100% the DLC. Do I think the Switch 2 edition is worth it? Yeah, I say it's worth it. I give it an 8 out of 10. The DLC is fun and decently lengthy. It adds more gameplay for players who really enjoy playing the original game and provides them with a bit more of a challenge. The improvements to the game may not be that noticeable for some, but they make a difference for others. Adding more levels and stuff to do will give the DLC a higher rating. However, if you don't own the game, do not buy the $80 cartridge that comes with the game and DLC. Get the original game when it's on sale. It's over 3 years old, so you'll be able to get it at a discount. Unless you want the Switch 2 card, I guess. That's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching.